Hunger for growth will come to you in the form of a problem. When you remember this, you can face problems joyfully. That is a quote that I saw today when I was working in the hospital. I wanted some time to take to myself to be able to do my notes, because in healthcare you have so many notes to write. And my normal spot was taken. I didn't know the woman who was sitting there, so I just moved over to another spot. I saw this little note on the desk, and that's exactly what it said. Um, and I thought it was really relatable, especially to trading too. There have been so many times where I've had problems in trading. I mean, just as recently as a few weeks ago, right? Where I've had a lot of problems. I've had a lot of times where I need to figure out what's going on. I need to understand what I'm doing, right? In order for myself to be profitable. I had adversity come up. I didn't understand how I should be trading my edge. I even know where to enter, where to exit, what exactly to look for. But now I feel like I'm in that spot where, okay, I know exactly what to look for. I know exactly where to enter. I know exactly where to exit for the most part. Um, and I know what not to trade for the most part, right? So for myself, that hunger for growth will continue forever. It's something that will always, always be there. It's a mentality, it's a mindset. I'm always striving for more. I always want to do better, right? And in part of having that mindset and mentality, you're going to have issues. But we need to be able to accept the issues as they come, as opportunities for growth, rather than being like, oh, I really just don't feel like dealing with this right now. Which, yeah, I definitely do feel, right? After last night's trade, I was actually more frustrated than what I thought I would be, right? And I was so frustrated because of the uncertainty of when I took the trade, the uncertainty of what will happen, what should I do, right? Trading, there is a lot of uncertainty though, and we have to be able to accept that. So yesterday's problem has allowed me to continuously reflect on how I felt rather than how the trade went, if that makes sense. Um, and it's giving me an opportunity to grow on that. And today I felt frustrated again. This time, it wasn't because I traded poorly. It was because I wanted to take an amazing trade and I missed it. So let's go over that real quick. It was completely my fault. I was distracted. I was playing Pokemon Go, right? I hadn't played battles all week. I wanted to play. Um, and at the time of my where I wanted to enter, I was in the middle of a game. I look up, I see that okay, it's fitting my entry criteria, but I want to pull back, right? So to be honest, it's like it's not that I did anything wrong here, it just didn't fill me, right? So um let's kind of look and see where I wanted to get in. Kind of zoom in here. So obviously, not obviously, um I started trading at 7:30 for those of you who don't know. Um, I usually like volume profile to load up, give me some data points, and then we kind of go from there, right? Also, too, 7:30 is a good time to trade just because I don't like trading so late, even though I stay up late every single time now. But here, we're looking to see if we're bullish or bearish, right? Recently, we've had this kind of like short trend bearish, but overall, with where we opened, I'll delete this so you can see, with where we opened and where we were, right, we were bullish. So just to pull back here to value area lows, right? We have support where we opened, but also here too, around 420 to 428 here. And then if we start breaking these levels, then maybe we start flipping our bias to bearish and start aiming for these lows down here. But as of right now, we're bullish. I was a little bit kind of confused, not gonna lie. I'm like, if we start heading lower, then maybe we're bearish, right? Which is true. But here we started getting good confirmation. Okay, this is a really good candle here. The volume isn't as high, but the candle is great, right? We're just here, we had some absorption happen. So this is when we have some good volume selling, right? Could be signifying exhaustion. Here we wanted to move up, we came down on high volume, but here we wanted to move down, we came up on high volume. So that's like a double, almost doji on both candles here. But once we start exploding up from here, right, and high volume will come into play, then that's when it's like, okay, you're definitely bullish for sure. And it formed that base that I always like to look for. So after that, boom, this right here was perfect. This should be my entry. Now, the reason why I was a bit hesitant to get in here was because we don't really have much risk to reward. If I was playing regular NQ, right? If I was playing regular NQ, I'd be like, cool, like I'll enter here, aim for 9 points, stop loss about 9, 10 points, we're fine. But because we're doing MNQ, then I'm like, I'm not gonna take that right now. I want to pull back. And that's exactly what I was looking for. So when I was playing Pokemon, I actually did see this, right? It's not like I didn't see it, I was completely distracted. But I wanted a limit order, right? I wanted a limit order at 398 and one at 396, I believe. Maybe the 398 was like 397.50. I believe it was 398 though. Right? I wanted one at 398 and I wanted one at 396. I wanted it to pull back, reject VWAP or reject prior day value area high and current sessions point of control. You can kind of see there's a thin black line here. I don't know if you can, but these are both here at the same time. I wanted it to pull back, get an entry, and hopefully continue long, right? My stop loss would have been down here at 385. If we get in 398, 396, maybe 397, even add one at 400 or so, we target 409, and the next target would be these highs that we formed earlier in the session, 414, 416, then our risk to reward is good. But we never got that. Instead, what ended up happening is we get a small pullback, continue. And right there, as soon as I saw that, I was like, it's too late, right? I could FOMO in and it would have worked, but it would have been a bad habit, right? I could have FOMO'd in, be like, all right, I'm getting in 5 points. Maybe I break my rules, jump in NQ, right? Target 5 points off two contracts, and I would have been scared here. I would have been really scared on that candle. Could I possibly add it on that candle? I was looking at it. I really was, but I was like, nope, I'm going to be patient. I wasn't patient yesterday. I'm going to be patient today. We're going to wait for 398. We're going to wait for 396. You can see here, value area low started creeping up to this 396 level. So I'm like, let's just see if we pull back, pull back, pull back. It never pulled back. And yeah, that was it for my day. That was it for me. That was it for me. So a really good trade. I just did not get my entry. It moved in our direction, right? And this now creates a problem, right? What is that problem? I'm going to get into a little bit of stoicism here, right? But for myself, this is where I'm feeling something inside of me, right? That's making me frustrated. That's making me feel like I should have just taken it. Or why did I miss that? Oh, I was distracted. Like it was my fault that I was distracted, you know? But this is going to give me another opportunity to reflect on that feeling, understand why I'm feeling that way, understand that, hey, yeah, like you missed your entry, but you did everything you were supposed to do, right? And I think that's the goal of traders too. We need to be able to do everything we're supposed to do to set us up for the future. I know that on a different day, when I'm trading, and we look and see this pullback here, right? There's another day that it comes to my alert. There's another day that it comes to that 398 level, that 396 level. There's another day where that happens. But today, it just didn't happen. And I have to be able to accept that. I have to be able to say, it is what it is. There's actually a Japanese phrase um, that I say to myself all the time. I was studying Japanese a while ago. I don't really have the time to do that anymore. I'm learning more Spanish, but it was shikata nai, or it cannot be helped, right? I set my limit order exactly where I wanted. It never came down. and never filled me and never allowed me to enter the position. And it is what it is. It literally cannot be helped. So it is frustrating, of course, but I understand why I'm frustrated. But I need to be able to accept that these things happen in trading. A lot of times I have a very competitive mindset and a very competitive nature that I just want to win, win, win. Um, but you can't win all the time. In trading, in fact, you will never have a 100% win rate, no matter what. So we need to start being able to accept that more readily and being able to move forward. So these videos really help me do that too. These journals really help me do that. And I hope that you guys are um, able to learn something from all the rambling that I do. I kind of did. So that's it for the trade recap. We're pretty much done with the trading part. I want to talk a little bit about, I still want to talk about trading, but more pertaining to me rather than actual trades. Um, I've been trading well. I've been trading well. I'm really happy about that. I don't know why Thursdays are rough for me, right? Um, or Wednesday nights, technically Wednesday nights. I need to figure out what's going on. But these last 2 weeks, I am really happy with the way that I've been trading, right? This one I lost because of the whole crazy news, right? Good one here, good one here. I didn't know what I was doing on this day. I didn't know what I was doing on this day. But the rest of them were awesome trades, right? So in getting to that aspect, I've been talking a lot about this is risking more, right? I believe that starting um August 4th, technically for me, Sunday night, August 3rd, we're gonna start risking more, right? We're gonna start placing more on our trades. We've back tested all of June. It was terrible actually, but I realized my mistakes and we've been forward testing obviously on this account. And we've been doing really well, right? We still have one more week of July left. I want to see how I'm doing, right? But today was another good example of actually sticking to the plan, right? And I think even though we didn't trade on here Sunday night, we didn't trade tonight, which is Thursday night or Friday, we're still sticking to the plan. Still sticking to the plan, still doing what we need to do. We're not forcing trades, we're not just jumping in whenever we need to, right? We're doing what we need to do. And I'm actually really excited about that. So from here on out, we got one more week. It could change this time next week. It could literally change, and I could be like, you know what? I'm gonna wait a couple more weeks before I decide to size up. But I believe that we're ready now. I believe that we're ready. Still need to trade well next week though. So if we don't trade well next week, we start blowing. We blow this account, we blow the other funded accounts, or we take ill-advised trades. We trade NQ. We start trading gold. Or we just start taking random entries that have nothing to do with how we trade, and we're not going to trade, right? We're not going to size up. I mean, we're going to go to paper if all of that happens, but if everything continues to go to plan, then we will size up that full first week in August. And with that comes more problems, right? Again, hunger for growth. I want to grow. I want to be able to do more. I want to be able to be a better trader, but I also want to be able to provide for my family, right? So in that, I need to be able to take that risk, and I think that's coming up soon. Um, and with that comes more losses, right? Heavier losses. Instead of risking 200, you're risking 400. So it's one of those things where it's like you have to be able to accept that, right? If you're a good trader, you're going to win more than you lose. So risking 400, trying to make 400, you're going to be able to do that more often than not, right? But on those red days, how are you going to feel, right? I haven't had a $400 loss in over a month, and that's at this time I didn't know exactly what I was doing. So this time around, we're going to be able to do that, but in a more structured manner, right? How am I going to feel when I lose? How am I going to feel when I win? How am I going to feel if I miss a trade like today, right? That could have been $400 instead of the normal $200. How am I going to feel? And we have to be able to be ready for these things and mentally prepare before we head into that. So, um, again, in terms of my trading overall, I've been trading well. We've had 5 out of my last 8 trading days have been wins. So that's awesome, right? You can even count these days as wins today and um, that Sunday night is wins because we didn't lose, right? It doesn't count. I'm just kidding. But still, 5 out of the last 8 trading days we've won. And that's a pretty good percentage. And I'm very happy about that. And that's after we took our break here to just backtest, refine, and do what we need to do. So I'm confident. I'm excited. I'm actually not really that nervous. Okay, I just lied. I felt it. I'm a little bit nervous, but I think we're ready. We give it one more week and gear up, get ready to go, and then we start taking off because this is our time. This is our time. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. I really hope you guys ended the trading week well. Let me know in the comments how you guys have been doing. I really want to celebrate you guys too, right? This channel, yes, it is my journal. It's my personal journal that I'm putting out there publicly. But I also want to see how you guys are doing too. I want to celebrate with you guys. Um, I want to help you guys if possible, right? I'm not profitable, but I still want to be able to encourage you guys. If I can give you guys some stoic advice, I can try my best as well. But I want to be there for you guys, right? So if you guys are trading well, let me know. If you guys recently got a payout, let me know. If you guys recently passed an eval, let me know. Right? If you guys aren't doing so well, let me know, right? Let's talk about it. I obviously I'm still a new YouTuber. I don't have many subscribers, right? But um I want to be able to grow this community um that we're in the very beginning of forming. But I want it to be a safe space for all traders who come and watch the videos to know and understand that. We're not here to make fun of each other. We're not here to disparage each other or put each other down. We're here to be supportive of one another, try to help each other out, no matter what strategy you're trading, whether it's order flow, volume profile, ICT, orb, whatever. We're all here to help each other out, and I want our comment section to be like that. So, but yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. Hopefully, you guys are doing well, ending the trading week well. Prepare for next week. We go at it again. Um, and yeah, hopefully you guys are doing great. I'll see you guys in the next video. Keep trading stoically. And come on, England. Let's win on Sunday. Let's beat Spain. I'll see you guys later.